This is Steve Ridge, and I thought today I'd tell you a little bit about West Texas ranching. You know, people that don't live in West Texas, don't know a lot about ranching, may wonder why every time you pass a rancher in West Texas and he's got a vehicle, he gets out, and if it's his utility vehicle, he bends over and looks at all the tires. And you see him looking at all the tires on their truck and on their trailers and on their tractors, and you wonder, what's this obsession with West Texas ranchers and their tires? Well, I tell you what every one of them's looking for. We're checking for mesquite thorns. Have a lot of mesquite trees, they get a lot of thorns. You drive your utility vehicle, your trailer, your truck in a lot of rough places, and you pick up mesquite thorns. Now, most of the time, they'll just barely stick in, and what you're doing is pulling them out, because you don't want to roll over them 2 or 3 times and instead of breaking them and drive them up into your tire. And you'll often see them when they're looking at those tires. If you watch closely, they'll pull out their pocket knife, pin it together, and pull it out. Or they'll have to reach up in their utility vehicle or truck, grab it, and all West Texas ranchers have a pair of pliers in their utility vehicle or in their truck. And they'll grab that thorn with the pliers and jerk it out. It's usually not deep enough to puncture it and let air out, but you just want to take care of that. You know, you're like, boy, that's got to be a pain. Yes, mesquite thorns are a pain. You know, you kind of would wonder, why in the world did God make those? Well, I can tell you, by the way, because he told me in the Bible, there weren't thorns like that in the Garden of Eden. God made a perfect world. He told us how to live in a perfect world. Here, take care of everything, live life, commune with me, just don't eat out of this one tree. And of course, you know what Eve and then Adam did. And they got cast out of the garden, and part of the result of that was we lived in a hard world with thorns and thistles and have to work for everything. If they had just lived like God told them to. Well, you know, that same pattern's repeated all the time. God says, live this way. I made you, I know what's best. And we say, but I don't think you really meant that. Really bad things won't happen. I know what's best for me, so I'm going to live like this. And then there's consequences, and well, we end up with a bunch of thorny lives. So every time I pull one of the, and I did one this morning out of my truck tire, every time I pull a mesquite thorn out of one of my tires, I'm reminded God told me the best way to live. And when I don't, there are consequences that I don't like. And so I try every day to do a little better, living the way God wants me to. Because I've about had enough of thorns and thistles. This is Steve Ridge telling God, I know you know what's best, and I'm going to try to do better.